And we are back. Waffleboard Breaks live and ready to roll. How's everybody doing? This is the first Facebook claim since the reload. We had two jerseys on Sunday. Of course, a monster comes out in the form of Guy Lafleur, Coho Montreal Canadiens. Goes to Larry, who's not here tonight. Larry, congratulations for that. We also hit we hit the Ricard Raquel. We hit that as well. So we had two nice jerseys on Sunday, and we'll see. Obviously, there's 13 of the 14 new jerseys still to be hit. 38 boxes, so that's about 1 in 3 chance we will hit a new run box. Of course, we still have 10, and then 4 and 6 from the last 3 reloads, 10 from the June reload, 4 from the May. 4 from the, 10 from the July, 4 from the June, 6 from the May. So still 6 there. We got some great jerseys still to hit. We got 2 jerseys left. Pains to see my boy Jake Gensel. Of course, he won the Cup in Pittsburgh. Now to be a Tampa Bay Lightning player for the next half dozen seasons. I think his contract fits in nicely on the top line. Hopefully Point can round back into form. Cooch is still top of the league and talent wise. Obviously him, McDavid, McKinnon, were the top 3 scorers last year. Then you have guys like, Draisaitl and Celebrini, and, he's definitely the top half dozen players every year scoring. He got another Hart Trophy this year, even though McDavid ended up with the Art Ross most points. I think there was only 2 players in the top 15 from the Eastern Conference in scoring, so you can tell the talent level, the competition level in the Eastern Conference, I feel, was much higher. Though there is probably a little bit more overall scoring talent in the Western Conference, but the dregs of the Western Conference are to the benefit of the top scoring players. You can amass a lot of points playing a lot of scrub teams. I mean, hopefully they're not scrubs forever. Hopefully those teams are just working their way back. Obviously, San Jose is already drafted high the last half dozen seasons. Vancouver is still going through a down point right now. So we'll see if they can, get back to their winning ways. But a couple other teams, obviously, Anaheim has taken nice steps, made some good, shrewd moves, and spent a lot of money on Leo Carlson, but obviously they're taking the next steps. Some of the other teams out west, the Kings are still in kind of a rebuild, though they never went full reload. Obviously, when you have future Hall of Famers that have cycled out of there, obviously Drew Doughty and Anze Kopitar, quick moved a couple years ago, went to Vegas and then won a cup as a backup before being in with the Rangers last year. So obviously those teams out west, the lower rung teams, have definitely they've reworked themselves, drafted well, looking to make some noise, but it's tough. It's brutal out west. Those bottom teams trying to reach those playoff level teams is going to be tough. Eastern Conference is just it's a battle all year long. It's definitely a war of attrition. You want to keep your guys healthy leading into the end of the year. Like I said, Tampa's not the Tampa they were when they won, back-to-back cups and 3 straight finals appearances, but their core is pretty much similar. Obviously no Stamkos anymore. He had a bit of a resurgence last year in Nashville. Hedman, of course, had some personal issues and some injuries, and then obviously he didn't have a great year. But of course, Vezina goes to Vasilevsky. Hart goes to Kucherov. Obviously they had the point wise, he had a Norris level point scorer on the back end, who's now signed with Toronto and Radish. Coop, I think, was coach of the year. Did he get coach of the year this year? I don't know if he's ever got coach of the year, so he may have gotten it this year. So I know that was long coming for him, kind of lifetime achievement award at this point in time. I don't know if Brendan Moore got it. I didn't even see who won the coach of the year. Jack Adams, I believe, is the trophy that goes to the coach of the year. But definitely Coop is been more than due one of those over the past bunch of years. I don't think he's ever had one, so it's a shame. I think he might be the current. I don't know if he's definitely one of the winningest coaches currently. He's definitely, I think, the longest tenured coach in the NHL. I believe that's the case. But We'll see how long that continues. Obviously, I don't know if he's looking for a challenge with a young up and coming team. If Tampa decides to part ways with him, but I'm still a fan. I think Hoop's done a great job. Yeah, he dressed great for the for the outdoor game. Obviously, he definitely has a little bit of a sense of humor, even if it's kind of a wry. He's not overly joyous. So I've seen him celebrate a couple times on the bench for some big plays the Bolts have made. Definitely thinking back during the pandemic years when and nobody in the stands, you definitely see the coaches celebrate a little bit more exuberantly on the bench, but especially in those finals. But there we go. Like I said, I mean, we're about 40 something days, 42, I think, from the season. Obviously, in an abbreviated camp this year with not many preseason games and obviously 2 more regular season games. So that should be fun. So the points, I mean, it's not totally skewed. 100 points is still impressive. I think we only had a half dozen people got to 100 this year. So I think Suzuki got there. I think Scheifele finally got there. That might kind of been maybe a bit of an outlier for him. He's definitely more low 90s point scorer, but he had a great year with Winnipeg this year. So it might have been just a peak for him, but we'll see how that goes. But they're, like I said, the young players trying to reach that point. But obviously Celebrini was there. Of course, Drezog, I think, was dinged up a little bit, so I don't know if he actually hit 100. May have. Definitely McDavid, of course, McKinnon, and Kucherov. And like I said, you got the 100-point producers. I'm sure the extra couple games will help some players. I mean, the best players. I mean, these guys tend to take it easy towards the end of the season, knowing it's going to be a playoff, long battle. So I mean, Kuch took some games off last year, so he's not somebody that has to, play for stats. So he definitely going to score when he plays. And of course, you want to beat up the scrub teams. So, but I mean, it's in your best interest, to take a game off here and there if you have to. If you have the spacing and the distance in the standings, it's not going to affect. I mean, in some of these road games, back to backs, and you definitely want to be healthy come playoff time. So it's important. I mean, even if it may cost you, individual trophies, if it's better in your health. To take a breather here and there, but these guys are pretty much fine-tuned machines at this point in time. That's why it's always funny when you see a guy that's excels like a guy like Phil Kessel, who was never known as the gym rat, and I'm sure he was, he was in better shape than most of us as fans. But I mean, he's never a guy that felt was running marathons and was working the barbells and the running machines and I mean, he's, like I said, I mean, the show, he was the hot dog. I mean, that was the thing that, they always felt he was a fan of hot dogs, had to have them pregame. Or, obviously, I don't know when he would get to them, but, that was obviously the inside joke. And like I said, cup winner, I mean, obviously he was, was a fantastic scorer, had a long, streak of games played. So he's, he obviously could take a good joke, and he was definitely, could laugh at himself, knowing how much he accomplished over the years. Played for some storied franchises, obviously, in Boston and Pittsburgh and Vegas, and Kessel's a character, but like you said, nobody ever looked at him and said, he's in perfect physical specimen. Unlike Rob Brindamore, who as a coach, people still consider him a perfect physical specimen. So, like some of these guys, even post-career, tend to be in better shape because, they're not out there beating themselves up on the ice, but they're able to, focus on clean living, clean eating, staying in shape. And some of them look great. Some of them, you tell they're post players, their post-playing career has led to a little more sedentary life. But at the same time, obviously, some of these guys, keeping perfect tip-top shape during a regular season. So, yeah, about 40-something games away. Obviously, I think there's like, 30, what are we looking at, 35 games, most of the baseball teams. Obviously, so we're getting into the stretch run here through August. It's September for baseball. Obviously, that crazy American League wild card, that one spot is going to be, I think there's like 7 teams in place for that. Obviously, Tampa or Toronto kind of got off the mat and got themselves into the possibilities of that wild card spot. But you got Detroit and Texas and Baltimore and Seattle and Minnesota. Like those teams are all kind of right there. So we'll see. Obviously, whoever's going to fight it out for the last wild card spot doesn't mean you're going to make noise in the playoffs, but you got to win to get in. I mean, you get in, anything can happen. Of course, your ace has to pitch the top of their game. Then you got to kind of get lucky sometimes, a game or two, and it works in your favor. But that's just the way baseball is. Baseball is with the 3 wild card teams. The expanded playoffs. I mean, it's still a tough road to get to the World Series now, but so you got to get in to get in to have a chance. So we'll say that's going to be a crazy last 30-something games in baseball. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, football's here with the preseason games, even though they're playing, the delivery men and the guys that work at your local bar. I mean, those are the guys playing right now. Though there are some battles for backup spots and special teamers and obviously the practice team. But most of that watch these games. I mean, all the star players, or majority of them on the sidelines cheering on the backups. But I said, everybody loves. I mean, like I said, that was one of the reasons that football, back in the day, they striked, and the owners are like, yeah, whatever, we'll put scrubs in the jerseys because we know fans come, to see those helmets and see those uniforms, and they're able to gut it out for a little bit. I'm not sure if that'll work now, but maybe it will. That's why the football union, players union, is one of the weakest in all sports because the owners control the vast majority of that money comes in, and of course even the players union tries to negotiate. Obviously, they have to work on player safety. Obviously trying to. I mean, the money's there. I mean, they're able to get whatever chunk that they can get for themselves, but. Obviously, you want to be able to negotiate some money for the veterans because those guys, gave their bodies and hearts and minds. And, you can see that when these guys pass away and they donate their brains and they see evidence of CTE, the health of the players is never the most concern for decades. So, but like I said, that's pretty much football. But every one of these sports that's contact, including hockey, some of these guys, I mean, they definitely came a million miles with the safety issues in hockey. But still, you give it a puck. Obviously, no matter what kind of protection you have on your head and your bare skin bones, people will get hurt, and that's just how it is. But like I said, that's why we love sport. Obviously, it's a risk to go out there to play at the top of your physical game, and with the competition against other players, similar situations. So, but like I said, it's definitely football has got the longest way to come for the players to be rewarded for the physical suffering that they take. But yeah, hockey is in a pretty decent space. Obviously, the cap will go up a little bit, which will help some of these teams negotiate with some of their free agents upcoming. Of course, baseball, we're looking at probable lockout. The owners they feel they give up too much in the way of profit sharing to the players as it is. I mean, salaries are what it is. Some salaries in baseball are astronomical. I'm not saying the players don't deserve it, but it's definitely the point where the owners are going to be like, we'd rather not pay or not play and pay you guys, which is going to lock you out. So we'll see how that goes. Baseball is in a probable lockout next year. I mean, there's no guarantees, but it doesn't look good. Obviously, somebody's got to blink, and more often than not, it'll have to be the players. But we'll see how it goes. But hockey is in okay shape. Obviously, we're got more national games. Obviously, the outdoor games have been a huge hit. The games overseas are a huge hit. People are becoming more familiar with the faces as opposed to just the jersey. So it's got more marketable. Obviously, you have legends still playing in Ovechkin and Crosby. I mean, and then your young current players, the McDavids, of course, and Celebrini. You got to have a North American superstar to promote the league, even though I've always been a fan of the Euros from whatever country, obviously Sweden, Finland, Russia, Czech Republic, Slovakia. Germany's got some great players. Swiss has got some great players. There's been good Norwegians. So it's one of those situations where one of those situations where you definitely want to expand as much as you can. And hockey's done that. I mean, there's only so far that they can go to expand the league, but it's definitely in the best interest of it's definitely in the best interest of everybody to have it expanded as much as possible. So we'll see what's going on. What is Steve giving me a call for? Let me see. Let me see if Steve's there. You having issues here? Let me see. We get that. Let me see. He's trying to reach me. I'm not sure what the story is, but look, there we go. Said, we got, like I said, we got one box today. Of course, I don't know. I'm not seeing the chat. Let me see here the chat. I'm not seeing it. Let me look at that. Let me look. I am not. Let me look. Let me see. I am not. So let me see. Let me see if I can refresh the chat. Let me look at the whole chat, live chat. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now I'm okay. Okay, I hear you guys. Let me see what we got. Closing up Facebook. Oh, so Steve's doing that. Okay, so that's fine. Okay. And Nick, you're asking what the funds. I'll shoot it to you afterwards. Nick, I know you were breaking tonight. The interest stop by there. Okay, there you go. So you send it for the final two. That's fine. That's good. Okay, what up? What up, Mike? Like I said, my chat wasn't on the live. It was just on because I was posting my stuff and I didn't want it to be separated by anything. So there we go. There we go. So we are live. Welcome, everybody. I felt like I guess I was kind of talking to myself because I wasn't able to see the chat, but we're here. Is everybody here? Who's here? Steve's here. Tom's here. Thomas is here. Mike Z, you're in. What else we got? Nick F. I don't know if he's done breaking. I guess he is. What'd you hit, Nick, tonight? I didn't get a chance. Like I said, I had to actually cook for the fam while I was doing some break stuff. I didn't get a chance to stop by. So let me know what you had there. There we are, Steve. Steve S. Thank you for calling. I said I saw my phone ringing. I'm thinking, he's not shooting me a message in the chat. What's going on? Very good. I appreciate that. Like I said, I didn't mind that coming in. So, like I said, I was trying to answer the call, and I couldn't even get to answer on my phone. So that's why I shot you back a text back. So, but it Kempe, okay. And Christian Jari on the Winter Classic, and Mika. Very good. One of the top Ranger players. So I know you got a Ranger player in the room, so Ranger fan at least. So that's pretty cool. The Kempe was the black Kempe Kings jersey. I know we had that over at Dale's room that was out there, one of the last ones. I don't know if you grabbed that, the clothes you may have, but I almost grabbed it. I didn't see his post, but the Kempe is always grabbed good for a good, nice spot. So it's nice to see it hit in your room. We'll see. It probably hits in Daryl's room on a Thursday when he does his box. So we'll see how that goes. Welcome in everybody. My live chat is rolling. We are here. Like I said, just one box today. We got 38 total boxes on the table and shelves. 13 are from the most recent reload, just the one on Sunday. The Raquel, and of course we get the Gila Fleur to Larry. Now that run's only got 4 left, so we got 13 from the August reload, 10 from July, 4 from June now, 6 from May, and then we have 5 single box runs. Of course, 17 is still our trigger box. 17 hits. Another box will be opened up completely free. So right now, like I said, the odds are 1 in 38 for everybody, no matter what spot you have. But if you think about it, it's 1 in 37 because that hits, and then we'll open up another box with 1 in 37 odds. So 17 is kind of a free box for everybody. 17 hits, we get that out of the way, and then it's a 1 in 37 shot for the next one. So always think about it that way, thinking, 1 in 38. 1 in 38 is pretty decent odds, but it's really 1 in 37. And then if it doesn't hit tonight, Thursday, 1 in 37, but it's really 1 in 36. So think of 17 as your hole in 1 or 2 in the Price is Right style, because the winner of that spot will be happy. And then, of course, everybody will have a chance at another jersey. So that's the way we roll. So good luck, everybody, tonight. Like I said, I like the first breaks, the first Facebook boxes after the reload. I like to do 2 for that week, especially because I'm able to keep the spot prices as cheap as I can. I discount the last couple, and that's absolutely insane to get the spots down to $5 and $6 and $4. So that's you guys who can benefit completely. Brady Shea, he's only $3, but that's a crazy $3 spot anywhere is insane. So Brady Shea was a great player. Rangers, Hurricanes. So there's that. So we'll see what comes out tonight. 17's a trigger box. Everything else is just a one-shot winner, and then we get on to Thursday. Of course, the spots did go live today on eBay, so you can get over there and get your bids in. I'm sure some of the spots you guys know will be fighting for. Some of the spots are, wait till late and grab it, and then of course any unsolds. If you guys want to let it go that far, I'll be able to post after we the auctions end. Of course, Ilya Sorokin is the only spot as of right now I cannot post on eBay, so that will be posted with the unsolds on Sunday after the auctions end, unless we hit it. The other unsolds, the other ones we couldn't list have all hit. But that's the only spot as of right now that I'm having issues with eBay about. But everything else I can still list. They haven't hollered at me. Everything the reload is gone fine for 2 weeks now. I don't expect anything to pop up, but you never know. eBay, I don't know how they run their organization over there, but we'll see how it is. But good luck, everybody, tonight. Cannot wait to see it. Let's get to going. Sorry about the delay when I had the chat messed up. Chat was on, but it wasn't live for me to see. So you guys, thank you very much for Steve for stepping up and giving me a shout. So let's get going. Where's my dice roller and my lists? Let's get going to this. Okay, very good. And you guys know the drill. 5 or more, of course, on our dice roll. Our boxes here in order. 17 is a trigger box. 17 hits, and another one of these boxes will follow it. Opened up for you guys all the way to 75. We hit 63 was the first new box to come off. Nothing was skipped in this run from 62 through 75. Like I said, 10 boxes before that, then 4, then 6, and then our 5 single box runs at the top. So good luck, everybody, whether it's something new, 1 in 3 chance, whether it's something old, almost like a 1 in 3 chance. It's just all 5 old boxes. So good luck, everybody, tonight. Let's do it. 5 or more in our dice roll. See what we got. 7, the most common dice roll. 7 it is. 7 is the number. Let's do it. 7 times 1. There it is. 38 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the box tonight. Good luck, everybody. Box number 62. 62. Oh, that's in the reload. 62, 7 times. 62, 7 times. That lasted to the 3rd box after the reload. That's 2 reload boxes in 3 breaks. 7 times, box 62. Very good. Let's back that out so it's not there for Sunday. Box 62. Okay, boom time. There we go. Okay, back this out as well. Ooh, box 62. Good luck, everybody. Like I said, we hardly knew ye. Box 62, ready to roll. Okay, let's see. Box 62. Okay. Like I said, we know we got some targets in this reload. Box 62. Very good. Okay. Here's my list of names. See what we got. Box 62. Like I said, we have 13 different people in the break tonight. Let me see how many different people in the 13 boxes in the reload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of the 13. 10 different people of the 13 boxes. Good luck, everybody. Box 62. I'm excited. Like I said, these boxes, these have been only sealed up about 4 days. So I think Saturday I was only gotten boxed up. I didn't and shuffle them up. I didn't number them until Sunday morning, of course. So good luck, everybody. Box 62. Here we go. Speaking of the Kings, we got a bunch of Kings in the reload. Box 62, though. Box 62 is going to be... Speaking of the Kings, Luke Robitaille, one of the greatest left wings in AHL history. Luke Robitaille, absolutely gorgeous. Luke Robitaille on the AJ Sports COA, absolutely gorgeous. This is it. There it is. Very nice. We said we had Kings. Must have been talking them up. One of the best there is. You pulled the Kempe, and here's Lukey Robitaille. This is a Team Classics Adidas Pro with the fight strap. There it is. Adidas Team Classics Pro. You'll love this, man. Whoever won this, the texture of the jersey. I have the exact same jersey in the PC with the A on the front. Obviously, the Gretzky era Kings logo, Adidas Team Classics Pro. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nothing bad you can say about this jersey. Lukey Robitaille on the 20 with the A. AJ Sports COA. You guys know, you see the legit fight strap mark in the back. There it is. There it is. Unbelievable. Loving seeing that hits. You guys deserve these buttes. There we go. It's something that myself is happy to have in my PC. There it is. Adidas Vintage. Oh man. Absolutely beautiful. There it is. Yeah, the Kings logo. And like I said, you guys have it on the Fanatics Premium. And this is as nice on the Adidas Team Classics Pro model. There's your logo on your Team Classics Pro with the fight strap. I said they do it nice. I mean, the texture of these is as authentic, as old school as you're going to feel. So here we go. Luke Robitaille. The man continues his dominance. The father-son duo, Brett G. with the Lukey Robitaille. The man's on a heater, no doubt about that. He's had some beautiful hits over the last several weeks, stepping in, grabbing his spot. Boom. Can't rub off on Jake. But, man, Brett G with the Lukey. He knows the drill. Steps in, grabs Robitaille, walks out with the win. Congratulations. Very nice, Brett G. Man, you had a nice touch lately, man. Grabbing your spots, and you've been hitting them. So, congratulations again. Like I said, I never begrudge anybody that goes off on even a bit of a heater. So, it's you guys. You guys are loyal, and you guys are great break room. You guys, when you guys go on your heaters, I feel it with you, man. Like I said, I empathize with the losses, and I definitely revel with the wins. So, congratulations, Brett. That is an absolute stunning jersey. Right, like exactly. I have the exact copy in the PC. So, if I'm willing to swear by it, I'm more than happy for you guys to hit those. So, congratulations on that one. Sorry, of course, for everybody that didn't hit, but we're in Monsterville right here. We had Guy Lafleur on Sunday, Lucky Luke Robitaille on Tuesday. We'll see what Thursday brings. Like I said, can't get better spot prices than these boxes. I said, before they start to, to peak up a little bit. And then, of course, Sunday's double box. You guys, it's on you guys to chase your spots. But Luke Robitaille is gone. I will remove it from the eBay. And, of course, it won't be there for us on Sunday. So, congratulations. Definitely, Brett. I love to see the big guys come out. And I love to see you guys hit your target. So, congratulations again on that one. Yeah, that's just a beaut. So, like I said, I'll be boxing this stuff up to send out probably on Saturday morning. Whatever hits Thursday as well as, the stuff from Sunday and this today. So, congratulations, man. This is absolutely, like I said, just the texture. I mean, there's nothing, like I said, I have some of the vintage old school CCM stuff, and it's exactly what you get. The old school cohos, at least even on the nice textured tag on the bottom, man. Adidas did a nice job with their with their authentic old school pro jerseys. I think I have my Patrick Waugh Montreal's exactly same thing, same style with the fight strap. Just an absolute beautiful jersey. The Kings, they did nice. Obviously, that era with Gretzky, they played, obviously, the Kings played the Habs. So I think those are two of the teams they decided to do this style. Not every team was represented by Adidas with their classic style, but yeah, they did a good job on these. So congratulations. Thank you much, everybody. We'll definitely be back here again on Tuesday nights. If everybody else have another shot, it's such a beautiful hit. We'll see if you guys can break up the heater that Brett seems to be on. Not every box has he hit, but he's definitely hit semi-regularly. So, I mean, hell, semi-regularly is as good as you can get. So, having a great night. Yes, thank you, Mike Z. Stop by for the next show. I haven't seen Alex Beaton for a while from Canada, but hopefully he's been watching at least the videos when I post them, which I'll post this shortly for anybody that wasn't here live. Until then, we'll be back here Thursday nights. Enjoy your hump day. And I'll see you guys back here Thursday. Same spot prices as today. I'll remove Robitaille and I'll repost the spot price preview for you guys so you can pour it over if there's anything else you want to target instead. So let you guys know. So, okay, very good. Have a nice night, guys. I will see you Thursday. Take care, guys. WAFFLEBOARD Breaks is out.